Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Butterfly, but you can call me Fly. And we are, of course, here on Modern Warfare 2 for this COD Wednesday, finally. What I'd like to go ahead and do today is share with you guys my class setups and some of my sort of effective ways that I went ahead and went about getting platinum on all of my assault rifles. Now listen, I'm no pro. I honestly have no clue what I'm doing whenever it came to the tuning and all that jazz, so I did not bother with any of that. The attachments, that's it. No tuning, no nonsense, no nothing of that. I will say one thing though, in order to get the platinum challenge done, it takes patience. So if you guys aren't with the patience, you want to kind of rush it, you want to go for the most efficient way, then I'm sorry, you came to the wrong place. This is more for the effective way of just trying to make sure that you actually accomplish it, because in all honesty, I really don't know the most efficient way to go about getting 25 long shot kills with an assault rifle. And real quick, I also want to note, on top of the fact that this is a very patient waiting game for all these long shots, this is all semi-auto class setups. So if you guys don't like semi-auto and you want to go full auto, then once again, I'm sorry, you came to the wrong place. These are all setups that I found very effective with semi-auto on all these assault rifles at long range. So just wanted to go ahead, throw that one out there. By the way, as you can see, I do have the ghillie suit finally. So yeah, I finally got my hands on some of that spicy pickle, whatever nonsense jerky that I went ahead and grabbed. It's literally the only flavor they have the tag on, apparently, at least in my area. So you guys might find other flavors, I don't know, but at this point, literally everyone has probably swiped the little tag off the bag at this point. So I want to go ahead and mention before we get into any classes, if you guys want the ghillie suit, I have found out, I don't know if it's true or not, but if you have a friend that has gotten these codes and they still have the codes, try and ask them for that code, because apparently it can work on 2 different accounts or up to numerous accounts, but it's just the same exact code that they could have used, you could also use. Apparently, I don't know. I could be wrong. It could have been a false claim, but just go ahead, try it out, and let me know how that works out. If you guys can go ahead and get the codes from a friend or from someone on the internet, or however it works, without needing to pay for it, of course, since everyone's getting them for free, I guess. But anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and mention that in case you guys do want this ghillie suit. And with all that said, let's go ahead and finally get into the class setups and everything. But I'm gonna go right in order. You guys can go ahead, check out the class setup yourself, and pause it if you want to. I'm not gonna show them for too long, like I said, but here we go. We have the M4, then we have the TAC 56. This one was decent. I didn't really like it too much, but it was pretty strong. It's one of the stronger ones out of the assault rifles whenever it came to this. And then we have the Kastov 762. It was decent. It wasn't the greatest once again, but it wasn't too bad. It felt like I could actually get enemies from a farther distance. It didn't seem like I had to rely on the closer enemies for the long shots, but I could actually beam them as if this was almost a sniper. Now then we have the Lockman 556. This one was my favorite. This one I got done in no more than like 20 minutes. This was like a 1-match gun that I got all 25 long shots. It was crazy. It was just dead accurate. It hit every shot that I wanted it to hit, and it was just absolutely tanky. I love this setup. So then we have the STB 556, another one that was pretty decent, probably second on my list out of all the weapons, if I had to be completely honest. And in all honesty, I was trying out that 1-shot magazine initially, but I didn't like it. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do, and it honestly made the weapon feel a lot weaker. I took that magazine off, switched up to these attachments, and it just felt like it was a lot more effective. It actually felt like it hit its shots. So definitely go ahead, try this one out. Like I said, this was about my second best assault rifle out of all these to do for the long shots. And now we have the M16, and in all honesty, this was probably like second to least favorite on the list here. I don't know what it was about it. I know it's a 3-round burst, and you'd think you'd be able to rock that 3-round burst for these long shots and get away with it, but it was pretty often that I was finding myself just in no situation where a 3-round burst was at all reliable. So I went ahead, rocked semi-auto with this one as well, and just absolutely beamed, but it was still my least favorite one to do because it actually took the longest. Next up, we have the Kastov 74U, another one that was pretty fun to use. Like I said before, you kind of want to rock these larger mags. It really helped a lot, and in my case at least, maybe you have a different play style that you want to go by, but I like the larger magazines because I could actually spam the semi-auto and actually kind of shoot off about 10 bullets, maybe see another person that was sniping from a far distance away, and also pick them off as well. Maybe that took another 10 bullets to kind of spray at them, especially considering it's a reoccurring thing that as soon as you beam a person once, they're literally just going to crouch and hide. So you got to sit there, play the waiting game for like 30 seconds, wait for them to pop back up. It's like playing cat and mouse. But so yeah, this one was another fun one to use. You just want to rock that larger mag. It really helped out a lot in my case at least. So definitely go ahead and try this one out. So then lastly here we have the Kastov 545. Another fun one to use. This was probably my third favorite out of all the assault rifles in all honesty. It was very reliable whenever it came to the individuals that wanted to go ahead and hide after you just dink them once in the head. All right, and now with all the class setups out of the way, let's go ahead and hop in game. All these were done in Invasion. I found that to be the most efficient way possible to go ahead and make the long shots happen. I know some people don't like bots and all that jazz, but this is just what I found to be very efficient. Got some of these done in 30 minutes, got some of them done in about an hour, got some of them done in maybe 2 hours. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead, hop in game here, and I'm gonna show you guys the locations that I thought were very effective to go ahead and chill at and kind of post up at. I know these are very campy. This is a very campy sort of thing to go ahead and do. In all honesty, if you want to go ahead and make sure you get these long shots, this is what I highly recommend. It worked for me, and I'm sure it'll go ahead and work for you guys as well. So this is actually perfect because we're on Guerrero. I don't know if you should roll the J or not. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I guess you could just call it Guerrero. But this is perfect because this is actually my favorite map for these long shots, and this is where I got the Lockman done in like 30 minutes or however long these matches take. I have no clue, but I got it done in one match. Just to kind of go ahead and sum it up there. We're gonna go ahead head over here. I'm gonna show you guys on the map as well whenever we get there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and look for this building right here. We're basically dead center, and you just want to go ahead and look for this weird shaped sort of staircase building. All right, get these bots out of here. Last thing I need is to deal with them. Oh my gosh. All right, so if you're not wasting time talking, you could get there fairly quick, unlike me. But since I wasted so much time talking, we now have guys kind of bogarting that building. So I want to go ahead, make sure you get over there fairly quick, and from there you'll be completely fine. But I'll get into why this spot is very effective in just a second whenever we actually get there and I show you guys the view. So let's try and get up there. Like I said, get there fast and you'll be a-okay. Guess as much as we weren't gonna go ahead and put some action into this video, with these weapons, you're getting a little bit of action with the Lockman, and right there was a prime example as to how good this thing is. But anyway, now that you're up here, as long as nobody's paying attention to me, I'll show you, whenever they spawn over there, you have a clear view of that entire building, and so typically people like to go ahead and hop on top of these buildings. So this is a clear view of this entire section. Then of course, if they're coming from this direction, then you can go ahead and chill here. You have a clear view of that position. As you can see, there's just that guy right there. And I'm playing like very bad right now. But you can go ahead and mount to do whatever you want in a lot of these spots over here. Of course, we're a little bit off the ball, you know, might be some better spots. Who knows? I mean, this building's pretty decent if you can kind of hide from the snipers, but considering you have an assault rifle, 9 times out of 10, the sniper's probably gonna win. I just thought this one was the most effective, and with that, apparently we're not gonna get back in that position. So let's go ahead and hop into the next map. I think you guys get the point at this point. All right, so now we're on Saeed, and this one's really just a preference map, wherever you like to kind of chill, whatever spot you really like. But I do have one particular spot, which is up here. I found this to be pretty decent of a spot. A lot of people like to go ahead and chill there in that spot beside that billboard, and then on that side as well. And then of course you just saw a guy drop from that roof. But yeah, basically all these rooftops, they like to hang out there, and typically they'll end up flanking you on these sides, so you kind of want to watch over here in this area and like that roof. And sometimes you can kind of shift over to here, pop up here, and since a lot of the bots spawn on this side, people are probably trying to level up their weapons, so you can kind of hang on this side and maybe find some snipers occasionally over here that you can kind of pick off. But typically I just kind of hang in this one specific spot and just mount right here. Mounting's pretty key whenever it comes to doing this challenge. You can just sit here, beam people. It typically takes for most of these weapons about 4 shots to get into them, just from like maybe this range at least. But say I move to that rooftop just right over here, then we can go ahead and probably get them done in like 3 shots or so. But it's like I said, it's all personal preference. Whatever spot you like to go ahead and hold down, kind of rotate around a couple different spots. This sort of carnival side over here, it does typically have a good handful of people coming down this lane as well, just because of the bots. I kind of hung up here on top of this rooftop and just would sit here and chill just like this, just mount up right here. People would come down this center area, find some people running up the center of the road over here. Maybe people could be chilling over here. But like I said, this map is really just personal preference. I just thought it was pretty effective to go ahead and chill up on the one particular rooftop. And other than that, like I said, just wherever you want to go ahead and rotate to, all of it really works on this map. It's just basically just people sitting on rooftop and rooftop, just holding their ground on either side. And you just got to get lucky and go ahead and find those individuals trying to snipe from the other side, or maybe take a peek down at the road occasionally and pick off some people that are running down the road, jumping in through buildings and all that jazz. So yeah. And now we're on Tarak, or however you pronounce that. I really don't know how you pronounce that, to be completely honest. This map, literally my least favorite. There is nothing I really like about this map. It's all just luck based whenever it comes to getting the long shots on this map. So in all honesty, if you guys can find a good spot, use it to your best advantage. But this map, I really have not had the best of luck on the map, other than one spot, and 9 times out of 10 I end up dying after just a couple of minutes anyway. So I really don't even recommend this spot, but I will show you guys this spot anyway. Legitimately, on this side, all you do is just lay right here, just right here. All you want to do, just right on this little hilltop of rocks, and you can get some good range on some individuals down the road, some individuals coming up through here. A lot of people that snipe like to lay back there. On that side, that's the spot I recommend, in between the little crate there, and literally like right where my crosshair is on the ground, right in there. That's where I lay on that side. But since we're on this side, I'll just show you guys this side. But like I said, in my experience, this map is really just luck based. Like, you honestly cannot guarantee that you'll be safe in any spot in this map. I've sat in some buildings that I thought was pretty safe. Individual with an LMG would see my gunshots coming out of the window or the doorway, wherever I'd be shooting out of, and literally just beam that building and annihilate me. So there's really no safe spot on this map. And in all honesty, I really don't like this map whenever it comes to the 6v6 of domination and team deathmatch and all that jazz anyway. It's just kind of a messy map. I haven't figured out the spawns with it. So whenever it comes to the invasion map, it's really no difference for me. So if you guys know any good spots, by all means, like I said, use them to your best advantage. This is the spot I recommend. If you have any recommendations, in case there is any other long shots or whatever on some other challenges, definitely let me and everyone else know down in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate that. On this map, it's really just a mess. That's rust, is it not? Right there is legitimately rust. I mean, obviously, just about every single map that we have in this game so far is basically just the Warzone map in pieces. All right, and now we are on Seraph Bay. Now this map, another one that I don't particularly like, but I do have some recommendations of spots that you guys can kind of chill at. They might not be the greatest, but like I said, these are just my recommendations. But if you have any spots that are better, I highly recommend just going ahead using those. But anyway, so we have this spot. Like I said, it's not the greatest, probably the worst one out of the 3 spots that I'd recommend on this map. Really, it doesn't give you too great of a view on anything here, but it gives you somewhat of a little bit of a vantage point. Like, you can kind of see over there on those rooftops. Sometimes people, if they're really pushing your team back a little bit and you spawn on this side, they'll kind of be chilling in through these buildings or down in through here or along that little spot there. But other than that, like I said, this spot is probably the worst on this map. Now this spot here is a little bit of a ballsy spot, I'm not gonna lie. You're very exposed in this spot because you're kind of a little bit more centered here. Basically really just centered in general. A lot of people, of course, sit on all these other buildings, and you're kind of just here on the brightest building of them all, really. But you can kind of get some angles here. You kind of get a little bit of a closer view of some of them. Like you just saw there, some people run through there. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest. None of these spots are really the greatest, but like I said, they're just recommendations. If you guys want to go ahead and use them, definitely go ahead and use them. But if you have any better spots, use those. This rooftop is the one I'd recommend for both spawning on that side and as well the other side, just because this is a lot more centered. If you kind of hop up on top of this spot here, it might not be the greatest. You might be fairly exposed, but as long as you're quick to pull your gun and get the other individual as soon as they see you and you see them, then you can go ahead and pick off some long shots from up here. And I like to go ahead and lay here. If we spawn on the side behind me, on the enemy side currently, and people are spawning from that side, you can easily go ahead and pick people off through this section. They like to go ahead and stand down there on that balcony, climb up to the top of these buildings, and make their way to this building. But you can also go ahead and find some individuals that are trying to sit here as well. Everything really works in this spot. It for some odd reason is a pretty decent spot, as exposed as it is, but it works. It works. All right, and finally we are on Santa Cena. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Once again, I don't know how to pronounce really any of these maps, in all honesty. I just kind of go with whatever sounds right. But anyway, with this map, it's another one that I really don't have any recommendations. These buildings I kind of found to be the best ones to kind of go ahead and hang out on, because you can kind of move your way on up here. Now, a lot of people like to go ahead and advance on these buildings as well, so either side you're on, you want to go ahead and make sure you're paying attention there. But you can easily go ahead and pick people off from here. But people do snipe, people hang out up top there, and you can go ahead and try that spot. I don't recommend it because you don't really get a whole lot of action from up top there. But if you spawn on that side, it's a decent spot if you can go ahead and find a lot of action in your match. But I more so recommend these buildings with the little green top. They seem to be the best ones. You can find a lot more people on top of these buildings. And as well, if you kind of look over in this direction, people like to go ahead and hang out on those buildings as well. And you can maybe find the occasional stragglers running up through the highway here on either side here and kind of grab them guys as well. All right, but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the class setups that I recommend, and as well the spots I recommend on the maps of Invasion. I really don't have any spots I recommend on any of these small 6v6 maps. I tried everything that I possibly could and nothing really worked. I wasn't really finding too many long shots, at least not at an efficient rate. It wasn't feeling good to me, so I wanted to go ahead and try out Invasion. I heard a lot about Invasion with the leveling system for the weapons and everything else. So all around, even though there's bots in it, it just seems like it's a better mode to go ahead and rock for now, especially considering we don't have things like hardcore right now. So if you guys want to go ahead, make sure you're trying to get platinum, you're on your camo grind and all that jazz. These are the things I recommend. If you guys want to go ahead and try them, by all means, go ahead and do so. As well, if you have any other spots that you might want to recommend down in the comments below to kind of help myself out and other individuals that are looking for good positions to go ahead and hold down to go ahead and get these long shots, definitely go ahead. Let us know. I greatly appreciate that, and as well, everybody else probably will too. Once again, if you have a friend that has the codes from the Jack Links jerky bags that has all of the Sasquatch and all that jazz, definitely go ahead, hit them up, see if they have the codes still, and give them a try, because apparently they can work for numerous accounts. So definitely go ahead and give them a try, or find some online that people are showing off or any of that jazz, because a lot of people are just going ahead ripping them off the bag for free. So if you haven't found any at your nearby store, definitely go ahead, do those things, try it out, see how that goes. If it works out, let me know down in the comments below. I'm curious if it even works out or if people are just kind of capping. And with that, peace out, Monarch Militia. And as always, spread love, radiate positivity, and try to smile. See ya.